Private student loans versus Parent Plus loans. I'm Tina Steele, the FAFSA Guru. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for all things financial aid. This is the time of year where students and parents are scrambling to try to pay the net out-of-pocket costs for their kiddos' college or for their own college. So with that comes securing different loans, because in most cases, students don't get enough financial aid on their own to pay for their total cost of attendance. So in this video, I want to talk about private student loans and Parent Plus loans, what the differences are, and my recommendations. So federal Parent Plus loans are loans that are offered by the government on behalf of the dependent student, but it's a loan taken out only in the parent's name. It is a federal loan, so they tend to have good perks and terms when you go into repayment. There are deferments and forbearances. You can put the loan payments off for a period of time if you ever have a hard time making payments. One of the downfalls about the Parent Plus loan, especially this year I'm seeing, is the current interest rate is up over 8%. With federal Parent Plus loans, it's a variable interest rate that can change each July, and it's capped at 9.25%. The other thing to know about the Plus loans and private loans is that they are all based on credit. So you do have to be credit worthy to borrow these loans. The federal Parent Plus loan does tend to be a bit easier to borrow. So if there's any parents watching this that might have credit issues and you're not able to borrow private student loans, then you might want to try applying for a federal Parent Plus loan, because they tend to be a bit easier in terms of the approval process. You can apply for the federal Parent Plus loan at the studentaid.gov website, which is the same website you use to fill out the FAFSA form. Now let's talk about private student loans. There are a lot of different lenders out there that offer these private student loans that students can borrow in their own name if they have good credit, or parents can actually borrow private student loans on behalf of their dependent student, or students can borrow the loan and get a cosigner that has even better credit, because that can make a big difference in terms of the interest rate. Now, with these private student loans, it takes a little bit of time and effort and research on the part of the student and parents to find a loan that's the best fit for you, because they all offer different terms and perks and interest rates and things like that. However, I have put together a list of my top 3 private student loan recommendations where I'm seeing a ton of students and parents get really great interest rates this year as compared to the federal Parent Plus loan and as compared to other private student loans out there. The other great thing about my top 3 recommended private loans is that they offer a cosigner release option. So if you are going to be cosigning a private loan for the student, then after so many on-time payments, you can be released as a cosigner. They also offer deferred payments, where the student does not have to make any payments until 6 months after he or she graduates, just like the federal Parent Plus loan does. And lastly, there are no penalties for paying these particular private student loans off early, whereas a lot of other private student loans in the fine print, you will see that you can get penalized for paying the loans early. This is also a perk of the federal Parent Plus loan, that there's no penalties for paying the loans off early. So it just comes down to what might be the best fit for your family, whether the student's going to borrow the loan in their name, you want to be a cosigner, or whether you want to borrow the Parent Plus loan in your own name. And of course, interest rate is really important, right? Because this is where you're going to save more money. The lower your interest on a loan, the less money you're going to pay, because all that interest is going to accrue and compound for as long as the student is in school. So I encourage you to shop around, get some different rates. To find the top 3 private student loan recommendations that I recommend, I put the link in this video. You can also go to my website, thefafsaguru.com, click on resources, and you will find my list of top 3 recommended private student loans there. Now is the time to get those loans in place, because fall tuition bills will be coming due in August. So I highly encourage you to start checking into those loans now. I hope you found this video helpful. And to learn more about the other programs and services I provide, visit my website, thefafsaguru.com. Thanks so much for watching.